Ready, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to brand new video. We're going to be diving into the latest around Arsenal. We have an injury boost on Gabriel Jesus. Now, it is not a very big one, but it is one that is really encouraging. He has posted that it's now 5 weeks to go. It's now 5 weeks to go for him to come back. We're going to be diving into that. Martin Odegaard is set to sign a new deal with Arsenal. Arsenal preparing to make the captain give him a better deal and give him some more money. We'll be diving into the Danilo deal and Declan Rice, because sources are actually indicating that Arsenal will not sign Danilo. He will go to Nottingham Forest, but this means Arsenal will be out to get Declan Rice in the summer. My opinions on this transfer window so far, we'll be talking about Barcelona's players, Rafinha, Depay and Ansu Fati, all available in January, and my thoughts on Wout Weghorst going to Manchester United. So we're going to be diving into all that. Hit the like button for me. Let's get this video to 500 likes. Subscribe to the podcast as well. And of course, I asked you in the first video that if we don't get Joao Felix, of course we are not getting Joao Felix. He's now going to Chelsea. Which player do you think Arsenal should focus on alongside Mikhail Modric? I did get your thoughts. I did get your opinions in the comment section. But now in this video, I want to know, Gabriel Jesus is out for 5 weeks. Should Arsenal be patient until that period of time? Because by the time he comes back, we will have played Manchester City, Man United, Spurs, Brentford and Everton. So all those games will have been played. I think he'll be coming back in February when we play Leicester City. So should Arsenal wait, not sign a new striker, stay with Edin Ketia, keep calm, and then when Gabriel Jesus comes back, he reintegrates into the squad? Let me know in the comment section what you think about that. Now, first and foremost, the man himself, Gabriel Jesus, went to Instagram yesterday and he put out a very encouraging post to, I think, for Arsenal fans, including me as an Arsenal content creator. I was really happy. So he put out a post saying that it is now 5 weeks for him to actually come back. Now, the surgery was going to take a lot of time to heal. The problem was actually a big one, and I think it was a smart decision by the Arsenal physio. They decided they will not actually be, escalating the problem, letting him play with such a very bad injury. They straight away went with the surgery. They knew it was going to cost Arsenal's games. It was going to cost us in this season, in this period where we need every player to be around, every player to be fit. It was always going to cost us, but they decided it was the best decision to do. Mikel Arteta backed them, and the player also gave them his consent. So it's going to be now 5 weeks. According to Gabriel Jesus, he's working hard. According to what I know, he's working hard, and every day he gets close. Now, the games that he's going to be missing are quite very important games, because we have Manchester United at the Emirates. We have Spurs away at the White Hart Lane. We will have Brentford at the Emirates. We will have Everton at the Goodson Park. And that actually shows you that by the time he comes back, we will have dropped some points. Whether or not, I think Arsenal will drop points in that period. Maybe a point against Spurs or two, and then maybe 3 or 2 against Manchester United still, right? But the good thing here in this story is this, guys. When it comes back in February, that is when the title race is going to be open. That is when, all the important games are going to be played between February, March, and April. Those 3 months, for me, are the determinant. Yes, we do have this kind of turnaround in January, but really doesn't really matter. If we lost a game right now, we are still on top of the table. If we drew a game right now, we are still on top of the table. So all we have to do right now is keep focusing, winning every game, focusing on on every game per 90, being focused in every single match. All right, and then when he comes back, he will be a massive addition to the side. All I'm praying for is that when he comes back with that kind of thrust he started with the season. He comes back in that, without any kind of, trauma, intimidation, and any kind of memories from the injury, because that could also cost us as the team. So Gabriel Jesus closer to coming back. Yeah, not tomorrow, he won't be available for Man United, Spurs, Brentford, Everton. He won't be available for those games, but the most important part of the season, he will be there. He will be there when we take on Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester City in the second leg. And for me, that is exactly what matters. Those are the games that will give us the title or will actually lose the title for us. It's still a very, very open race. I believe Arsenal can still open a very huge point gap between us and Manchester City, maybe 10 points even, because I've looked at City. They do have a very, very big squad, but it's not coming off. It's just not coming on a few games. In a few games, I think they're really, really struggling against Chelsea. I thought Chelsea would have done better. For me, Chelsea in that game deserve a point. They absolutely deserve a point. And Chukwemeka's shot that is actually deflected to the post, if that goes in, there's no way Manchester City win that game. But anyway, the big news is that my boy will be coming back very, very soon. Now, the captain, Martin Odegaard, is also in line for a new contract. This has been confirmed as well. Negotiations will take place to make sure that Arsenal's captain extends his deal with Arsenal. Now, I'm not really sure whether Odegaard will be my player of the season, but so far, so good. All right. If I'm to mention players of the season so far at Arsenal, it's Odegaard, it's Martinelli, it's Saliba, it's Xhaka. It's those four, and Saka. It's those five, right? Those are my players of the season for now. And I think Odegaard might just slightly edge everyone by the end of the season. He's becoming better. He's becoming more consistent. Actually, you think about it, he didn't start the season very, very well, but he's actually been growing into it, becoming a better player, becoming a leader, and just doing those things that you expect him to do, but they surprise you when he does them. That is the kind of player he's actually becoming. So at the moment, Arsenal want to extend his deal, add him more money as well, add to his salaries and to his benefits as well in the new deal. I don't know how much he deserves at the moment. I mean, you let me know in the comment section. I think he's earning around 100,000 per week. If players like Mikhailo Modric are going to come into this side and earn up to 130 million euros, 130,000 euros per week, then Odegaard has to be on around 175,000 pounds per week. That is what I think. But look, I don't know how other clubs do it in Spain and all that. When they expand their players' contracts and just make sure that these players have hefty release clauses. We've looked at Badache actually at Chelsea, contract until 2027, 2029, around there. So I think Arsenal should actually adopt that strategy. Get these young players, because they're young, time them down to longer term contracts so that we're not renewing deals every 1 or 2 years, right? Look, Badache signs a deal until 2029. We are in 2023. Those are 6 years. West Ham have also tried the same trick with Declan Rice. They've told him we can give you a deal until 2027. That was in 2022, and then he rejected it. So I think it's the way to go. I kind of find it very, very fascinating that if a club is really entirely committed to a player and a player is also entirely committed to the project at the club, then definitely 5 years, 6 years, 7 years should not be a problem. But 4 years, in my opinion, they just look weak. They really, really look weak, because when you extend a player's contract by 4 years, it means within 1 year he has 3 years left on his contract, and clubs are ready to negotiate that contract out. But 6 years, the first year it is 5 years to go. The second year it is 4 years to go. So it's always difficult for such players to be disturbed by clubs in the market. But anyway, Odegaard's new contract is upcoming, and still I think that is a very, very nice thing to do. Now, talking about midfielders, let's talk about Danilo and Declan Rice. Okay. In this video, I really want to stay away from Mikhailo Modric as I can, and I'm trying to do that. So, Nottingham Forest have already agreed personal terms with Danilo. They have also sent in an official offer of around 20 million euros, as reported by Fabrizio Romano, to Palmeiras. Palmeiras have turned the bid down. They want more money. They want around 29 million euros because the deal has third parties and all that. And of course, you do understand. You do actually reason with them. But there is a high likelihood that Nottingham Forest will sign Danilo. I'm gutted. Yeah, I'm gutted, and I'm very disgusted, honestly, with this deal, because I personally thought he would be coming to Arsenal, given the fact that David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano have been very strong in their words concerning Danilo on Arsenal, confirming that we have a very good relationship with the representatives of the player. Arsenal wants him. Edu has a good relationship with the Brazilian market and all that. I thought this deal would be a little bit easier to do. But then on the other side, I also thought when you have a player like Danilo, you do not actually get scared of losing Thomas Partey all the time, and it allows you rotate Partey. It allows you play Partey in some games that are important, and in some games where you feel Partey can be rotated, then you bring in a player like Danilo. Look, don't get me wrong. I think I rate Mohamed Elneny on a scale of 10. I rate Mohamed Elneny like a 2.5. I'm not really sure. I don't want to be blasphemous on the podcast. Maybe a 2.5 or 3.5. Okay, let's go with a 3.5. On a scale of 10, I would rate Mohamed Elneny on a 3.5. And that shows you that the boots and the shoes that are left by Thomas Partey in that midfield cannot be covered by Mohamed Elneny. With all due respect, I think Partey is a 7.5 and 8.5, rating. In terms of midfield, he's been compared with the likes of Casemiro, Fabinho, and that shows you the moment he's already in that conversation, the moment that he's being, his name is put up there with the best. It shows you that he's one of the best in the world right now. So Danilo would have been a very good deal. 28 million euros to be paid in installments. Comes in as an understudy to Thomas Partey. Loves to play in the Premier League. Would love to play for us. Now, still very young. There is no pressure from him and his representatives about game time. I think it would have been a perfect deal. Perfect deal. But then sources are actually saying that the reason Arsenal are not going all out for Danilo is they feel there is a small pocket where they can get Declan Rice in this summer. Now, we all know that Arsenal have been rumored to have prepared a £75 million bid for Declan Rice come this summer. Chelsea are going to be key competitors, but Arsenal believe they can get the deal done because the player wants to see football, which Arsenal could be able to get come next season. So, do we go for Rice? I think it's look, Declan Rice is a good player, very good player, and I think it would be very good deal for Arsenal to do. But my problem is it's a risk one. It's a very risky deal. If you don't get him and you have missed out on Danilo, those are two very good opportunities that have actually gone by. Okay. And I'm not really desperate. I think Arsenal can get so many other good players in the market on a bargain. Maybe Ruben Neves from Wolves. Maybe Frank Kessié from Barcelona has been made available as well, and a couple of other players. I love Rice. I think Arsenal should try for Rice in the summer if we don't get Danilo, but it's a risky deal. It's a risky deal. Now, FC Barcelona have put a few players on the market. I understand that they do have a couple of financial problems, especially with La Liga putting a little pressure on clubs to make sure that they balance their salaries, to balance their incomes and spending as well. So a few players have been put on the market, and Arsenal could actually look at them. Number one is Ansu Fati. Gosh, this is a temptation, right? This is so tempting. Because Ansu Fati, in my opinion, is one of the most talented teenagers, if he's still a teenager, in world football right now. If you're speaking about, if you're speaking all these heavy words about Phil Foden, speaking about all these Mikhailo Modric and all that, then Ansu Fati, there are no words to describe him. Now, he's unlucky. He's actually suffered a couple of injuries for some time, and that's why we've not seen the best of him. Xavi has come in and he's not actually giving him that trust that he wants as a young player. But there is no question about Ansu Fati. I would take him at Arsenal. The other player is Rafinha. Of course, we've talked about Rafinha in the morning. That he will be available. Barcelona feel that they can actually make him available just to better their financial situation. Memphis Depay, another player that has been linked with Arsenal throughout December and Tottenham as well, by the way, is available. And most importantly and interestingly is Frank Cossy. I don't know what to think about Cossy. I don't know what you think about his signing or his deal, but in my opinion, he's one player I would definitely take at Arsenal. I think Cossy is a modern central midfielder. You bring him in at Arsenal, he's a cover for Thomas Partey, he's a cover for Xhaka, and you're literally sorted. You're absolutely, sorted in midfield. But anyway, those are the players that Arsenal should look at in terms of those who are available or who have been made available by Barcelona. Now, I thought I would give my thoughts on this show about Wout Weghorst signing for Manchester United. I don't know. I didn't know he was actually that good, but Erik ten Hag calling him, summoning him from Besiktas, and doing all that. I think it's around 3 million euros that they're going to pay for Wout Weghorst. Maybe Arsenal looking for a striker. Maybe would have looked into that direction. He offers something different. He offers some kind of different dimension, good in the air, and I also think he's a nice striker. I looked at him with the Netherlands national team in Qatar in the World Cup. It's not a bad player, is he? It's not a bad player. And then my general thoughts on this transfer window. I think I'll do a separate video, but I think Arsenal are handling this window very, very well. We've not actually made any reckless decisions, just like Chelsea. So we're still handling it very well. And I hope we continue to do so until we sign in someone. I'm not desperate, and I'm not going to do a video saying sign some players. No, I'm not doing that. That is trash. And we all know everything is happening. Negotiations are happening for one player that we all understand. Let's give it a bit of time. I'll see you soon.